I'll show you how I transformed this 1960s dollhouse couch into a modern, luxurious piece. I begin the process by removing the old fabric from the couch. The sound you hear is the old glue being ripped from the fabric. I had to be careful in removing the old fabric because the pieces would be used as patterns for the new fabric. After several minutes of struggling to remove the fabric, it's at this point I realized the couch was not a standalone piece. Instead, it had been assembled by gluing the fabric pieces together. Here is the front part of the couch. This would be the seat. This would be the under portion, and this would be the back panel. Now for each one of the pieces to the couch, and this would be on the inside, and this would be the back of the couch, and then this would be, for, of course, for the seat, and then this would be the front flap. And that's going to go on the inside because it was glued in the side sections for the couch. This will be the right side, and this will be the left side. This will be the right outside and the right inside, and there's cushion there, and I'm going to have to add a little bit more there. And then this would be the left inside and the left outside, and I will have to add a little more foam there. And there's plenty of foam on that side. Now, one of the things that I encountered in taking these pieces off, a lot of these pieces were glued onto the chairs and to the couch. So what I ideally want to do is to make sure that all of these pieces are sewn together. The only section that that was clear that it was sewn would be around the wing back part of the chairs and the couch. So this section here I'm going to have to add at least a ½ inch more on, and then of course I'm going to sew as close as I possibly can, and that's going to be turned out. And I'm still pulling off a lot of the glue off of the fabric, and here it's got some of the frame part of the wood that's come off on the fabric, and that's glue stuck on there. And my plan is to sew as much of these pieces together as possible and glue where needed. My fabric choice is this blue, gray, silver jacquard in the Victorian style. I begin the process by attaching the side sections to the main frame, then the bottom front section. Here I'm pinning, then sewing the top half of the front inside and the back outside of the couch. Then it's on to sewing the side panels together. A 1/4 inch seam allowance is used through the entire project. Now I'm clipping the corners and curves of the side panels so the pieces will lay smoothly on the couch. Once the couch was firmly bonded, it was on to attaching the base. Off camera, I attached rubber bands to the couch frame and legs so the glue could adhere. I made a muslin mock-up to see how the pieces came together. I also did this for 2 other reasons. 1, the fabric raveled quite a bit in the cutting and construction phases, where it had to be top stitched twice, then serged. And 2, The muslin would act as a barrier for the fabric to minimize wear and further fraying in the future. Otherwise, if there was no barrier and the fabric was put over the couch frame, the wood would surely rub against it, wearing through it, causing pulling and fraying. I sewed the inside and the back side together, as you can see, and then also I was able to sew on the sides here, and those all came together quite well. And this fabric doesn't, the new fabric doesn't have a whole lot of give to it, but I'm hoping that that in the recovering of this frame, that hopefully I'll be able to pull enough of this down to cover the bottom half here. And this is the one thing that I noticed in the mock-up, that there was a little section here that wasn't enough to pull it down. Now I may be able to do this with some glue, but I want to make sure that I cover all angles on the frame. And as you can see here on the sides, I was able to get that done. I cut another cushion cover to accommodate for the extra foam I added for the couch seat. This is where I take the back section of the old fabric and use it to cover up the work I did on the couch seat. Now it's on to covering the couch. Rather than use this trim, I cut the fringe salvage from the fabric instead to cover the bottom of the couch. Here's a closer look at the finished product. Thanks so much for watching, and wherever you are in the world, be good to yourself and to others.